Alright, so in this video today, I'm not gonna do French for today. Just do this 30-minute speaking for English, and then I'm gonna go downstairs to and go to sleep. Alright, so let's get started. Today I'm gonna just have a speaking like it's gonna be like stuff that the same as TED Talk. Y- yeah, because in the afternoon I saw a girl who just the same as my age, and then she did the did her presentation. I mean her speech. It was pretty awesome. So I want to be like her. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try my best to be like her. So in order to be like her, I have to try pretty hard. I mean, I have to try harder if I really want to be successful in that field. Yeah, her speaking is awesome. Her pronunciation is great. It was great. I mean, all and I can use the caption, the YouTube caption for that. It's didn't find it pretty hard to catch up her voice. So I have decided to make something like this. I mean, I'm gonna just create the same stuff with her, like use the caption with her, and I just do the same with her in order to improve my speaking skill. And in this case, I'm gonna just do like this. Because of some I don't have enough time. I don't have enough. I don't have a good pronunciation, so I just try my best. Try my best as good as possible in my ability in order to achieve this one. Alright, so I'm gonna spend the whole 30 minutes for just speaking about a specific topic that I'm gonna choose for today. Alright, so the topic today I'm gonna talk about the benefits of the internet, and also like I mean the benefits of the internet and its disadvantages of the internet. And also I'm gonna tell more about the you know two types of people when they are using the internet as well as the social media. All right, so first let's start with the internet. So what is the benefit of the internet? All right, internet was first invented at the around 90s, um, around to, around 90 in the 90th century, and in the 90th century in the 90th century, and from now on, like it had improved so much to become one of the tool that it plays a pivotal role in our daily life. Um, I mean, so it helps us in the in communication when we are far away from home. For example, when I study abroad, I cannot have an opportunity for meeting my family. So internet play a vital role in the communication between me and my family. And besides, it also helped me in my studying. I mean, I can go to the internet and have some research about my stuff that I'm working on. For example, when I'm making a presentation, I can go to the internet, take take out some of the images from the internet for adding to my presentation, as well as some code, some good code, and um, yeah, some good code, and some good code, and that's it be helpful for me for my presentation, and it also and it also helps me with um, my studying. Like for example, if I go to school, if I go when I go to school and I cannot understand what is the teacher saying, like I cannot understand the lesson, I can go home and find out through make some researches for for the lessons. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I can find some a video that has familiar content with that with the lesson that I've learned at school, so I can do it pretty well. I can have time for my reviewing, and then I can understand. I can it helps me as a second teacher, uh, as a teacher at home, as my friend and and as my teacher, and also it plays a a huge role in connecting people all around the world by playing through playing games, or have some chatting adding friend. For example, League of Legends. You you cannot play League of Legends by yourself. I mean, you can, but you just play with the AI. So with the help from the internet, you now can play League of Legends with with the foreigners, with the Korea guys, or with some Japanese guys. Like you can play League of Legends with anyone in the world, or with anyone around the world. You can play League of Legends. You can play League of Legends with everyone around the world, and yeah, and that is a pretty nice opportunity that internet have has created for us, that the internet has created for us nowadays. But also I want to say about um, drawback of uh, some drawbacks of the internet. With the growth of the internet, and we cannot have enough security for the internet, so maybe it's gonna lead to hackers. They're gonna steal your personal information, and then just they sell it, and it's gonna be bad for your self, because your personal information is now is now normed by the exchangers, and it's not a good idea for by the exchangers, and that is for the exchangers, and for the exchangers for the exchangers, and that's exchange people, for the exchange people, for the exchange people, whereas for the for some dangerous person. And furthermore, if you spend too much time on playing games in the internet, spend too much time on the internet, just surfing social media, playing games, just read news. I'm not gonna say that reading news is bad, but you have to eliminate the amount of time that you're gonna spend on the news. Otherwise, you cannot control yourself, and it's gonna harm your health. If you just just spend too much time on in the internet, you're gonna lose your friends in the reality. I mean, when you spend too much time with the internet, like as well as the social media, you're gonna just make friends in this in social media, make friends in the internet, and you think that the internet is your home because you can talk and anything that you really want. But in fact, it's not like that home. This can also be your home, but it's gonna be a dangerous stuff for yourself. You cannot control it. Because of because of spending time, because of spending too much time in it for the internet. You don't have the opportunity for your outside activities such as football, swimming, board skating, or some outside activities such as jogging or some stuff like that. And furthermore, you will be lose your social bounds as the result of your social bounds as a result of spending too much time in the for the internet. Um, so for example, you find it's gonna be pretty shy and nervous when you talk with the person that you don't know for the first time, and you find out you are not your friend is not good with you, and you find out social media is a good home for you. You can make friends and then you can have a lot of talks, although it is your although they are your first time, because in the another end they don't know who you are, and you can talk whatever you want. If something happens, so you just delete your account and then that's it, and then they're not gonna care about you anymore. But in fact, it also has a really dangerous impact for the person that use internet as their home. I mean, social media as their family, as their home. Guess what? Um, and guess what? When you have some bad stuff that had that have happened with you, and you're gonna use you're gonna use your social media as a transportation for telling your story in your social media. Actually, you're gonna be I mean you're not gonna sad anymore, because some friend on social media they're gonna have some good advice for you, but actually it's gonna be also a really bad stuff. Because what, for example, if you're a really good student in school, like you always get rank number one at school, and just one time you have your bad mark in your, for example, English, and you just and you have ranked number two in total, and you just go to the social media and then post your story, and then your friend will say, oh, you're pretty good, but I have to reach the rank one. You just put it away, or you can be like us. You will we just get enough mark for passing the class. So you're gonna be addicted with those people, and you cannot go out anymore. I mean, you cannot find out the right way for yourself because of those people on the social media. So social media is a really good and really dangerous stuff. Okay, so and this is the benefit of the social media. Social media, helps me create for me many opportunities for me to growing my YouTube channel, to for speaking with my to do bu- business. It's not like business, to have some talks with my family at the weekend, and yeah, and then I can chat with my family too. But back in 2000, yeah, back in 2000s, or 95, yeah, and maybe earlier earlier than that. We cannot use the social media use the social media effectively. We cannot contact with people when they are far away. For example, when you live in Vietnam and you cannot contact with the people who's living in Canada. But now they are possible. But actually, in the past, back in '95, it's not possible for that because at that time, internet is not growth effect growth dramatically, and then they just they are and then the internet it just invented, so they cannot find out they cannot open they cannot open all of the power of internet, but now we can use but now we can still use it, but now we can use it as a tool for us to for having improving our life. And I want to say that internet is a pretty good stuff for us if we can use it, wisely. Otherwise, you're gonna be bad for it. Otherwise, you cannot, get enough. I mean, and otherwise you're gonna lose yourself in those stuff, in the addicted stuff. So you have to be really careful for using social media as well as the internet. It is like it they are also have some benefits, but the drawbacks is not a little. Like the amount of benefit stuff is gonna be the same with the drawbacks and the disadvantages. If you cannot, if you choose, stupidly for one time, if you make some stupid decisions with yourself on the social media or on the internet, you might go in jail, um, go in jail, or you may be be caught by the by the police, or you by the police, and you cannot and you will lose, and your personal information will be lost if you cannot control yourself. And yeah, I want to say that you have to be careful with that. Okay, so I can say that how social media as well as the internet has changed my life. Okay, so back in 2010, when I was in grade 5, I think, me when we were in grade 1 in primary school in Vietnam. At that time, I don't really know what is the internet. I just know some offline games, just some normal games, and I can just just get me out of that easily because it's not internet, so I cannot find a friend to play by myself. But now with the developing of the internet, when I had a visiting to my old school, to my old secondary school, as well as my primary school. I went to that, and I went to my old classroom. I saw some students, they just most of them hold their phone and just sit there. Although this is the first day of school, or when they have free time, it's not a really bad idea because the first day of school is something that is really special for for the students and their childhood. If they just spend their childhood in playing games, spending time with phone, or just playing some games, some internet game in these some special events. So how can you improve your skill as well as improve your personal for your critical thinking in those events? For example, like you have the event of dancing, or some mathematic competitions. So if you just spend too much time for playing games on the phone during those events, so how can you find the good ways for improving your skills? Like for example, when they have some debates to each other for the mathematical competitions or some other competitions, you can listen. I mean, you can listen to them, and then have some special lesson for yourself, and then you can improve it for the next time. Actually, the lesson that I've learned from the internet is that the amount of effort you put in is the same you will get out of it. This is the pretty good. The amount of effort you put in is the same you will get out of it. So that's a really good code for me to learn. So I found it as a a really important and as well as a really effective you know sentence for me for in my journey of learning English. And you can say it here back in when I was in back in naturally to 2019 when I was in grade 10. I couldn't speak as fluently as this right now because at the time I was too shy and nervous of speaking with the other people with the other students because they're gonna look at my my speaking skill and they're gonna judge me. I just worry about that and they're not gonna make friends with me. Okay, so you can say this. For example, when you're in the school in your mother tongue language school, in your mother tongues language school, um, and then you find it is pretty easy to understand those conversations or those text or those paragraph. But for students, he's not like use your language as a mother tongue, but it's gonna be a second language. And he or she will enroll to your school, and then he or she will find it hard in in learning those or in the communication. But it depends on the friend. Some friends if they see this site, they're not gonna make friends with that people because they are afraid of their stupidness because he or she cannot help them with the stuff. But for the other side of people, they're gonna have these students or this person how to go through his or her limit and can achieve new things in his or her life. So yeah, I want to say that you can use the internet, but you have to use it wisely. You have to eliminate the amount of time you're gonna spend on in the internet, and you're gonna just have to be really careful when you're using the internet because when you used to because it's gonna just blow your mind. It can control your mind if you cannot control yourself. So you have to be really careful when you are using the internet. Just be control yourself. Like for example, using your timer to to using to set your timer to count down. When it go down to that to zero, so your your timer will have some sound to to tell you that okay, so this is the end. So you're not gonna have to spend more time for your freedom. You have to get back to work. And the second solution to this one is gonna be to solve this one. It's gonna be uh, to solve this one is gonna be just block that like me. Like when I use too much, when I use Facebook too much and I cannot control myself. I did use this timer, but I still cannot control myself. So I use the blocker in order to lock that site that I really want to go to there for surfing the web, for have some stupid conversation, and just lock it in order to give me more motivation to make me to make me focus for the exam ahead for the exams are ahead. So I have to be really careful if I really want to be successful. Yeah, and internet has changed our life like that. From the past where people they want to make friends each other. I mean, in the past they want to to have some battles with the other country in order to have more space for their country. And then day by days and time by time we're gonna have a battle between human and source exchange monster. So we have to get to the fourth life, and in this life I've met a person is named that's name, and I died before I can before I can heard she say she loved me a lot or some stuff like that. Okay, so now I have from Jack Ma, Elon Musk, I think, and the other person. I have two person, I think, and then you're gonna have just use your Spexo machine here for this good work. And okay, I feel that is a pretty good idea for me to improve myself a lot. So I have to really careful about this or stuff that's not finished with us. And furthermore, that internet has changed us from a happy love life girl guys turn into the toxic guy or boy or girl who's also just want to kill as much as possible to kill those people as as good as possible. And I'm gonna wait here for waiting that person for going here because I really want to because I really want to play play with him. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so you're cheating. So you're cheating because for the test you have go through the test, and you just get go through the task, and you just you know um, go back to your to just say go back to your work. And because this is the here and I'm not gonna say that you can't. I mean, and you can't, move yourself. But how about this and this? All right. So I have to be really careful about this. So I cannot use this in prefer in within 95 days. So I have to really careful, or otherwise I don't have enough strength to go through much. Because I have 7 and I just put it all out there. You can check it my end work my 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 end work because he's pretty bad and stolen with 5% off. Just go to the Crow offer, and then they're not gonna take care of any girl in pin. Alright, so that's it. That's it. Pretty good and good and good and awesome. So in those time I have to be so I have to be really careful about that. Otherwise I cannot control myself. Alright, so this is the end of this 30-minute speaking for today because I want to sleep early right now. So bye guys. Alright, so see you again for tomorrow. Bye.